This is your empowerment psychic, Halley Elise, one of the top 100 psychics in America. For over 30 years, I have offered psychic readings, programs, spiritual guidance, and other life skill techniques. As our lives have become more complicated, we often reach for answers. I have helped thousands of people navigate their life circumstances through different modalities of spiritual and intuitive guidance. Do you perhaps want to make a difference in your world? And I don't mean just you moved furniture around or you decided to be a little friendlier to the neighbor. I'm talking about really, truly make a significant difference, not just for you, but for the people that you care about. If the answer is yes, you don't necessarily have to take a complete day and not eat and not drink and just focus on that quiet. But maybe you can come up with a little ritual that you do that's maybe an hour once a week that allows you to know that there is so much more in this world than our physical surroundings.
I met Halley about 20 years ago. She did a reading for me. I just did it for fun. And as it turns out, she was absolutely correct about many things. But most importantly, she told me that I had almost died at birth. And she was correct. And that I had done it a second time at 6 months old. And she was correct. There's no way anyone could ever have told her that. I don't remember ever discussing it with anyone.
Okay, Catalina, are you there?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I am awesome. I'm calling to say thank you because I don't know if you remember, I had a reading a couple of months ago. And when you were doing the whole health thing, you said thyroid, and I made a frowny face because I had a kind of secret that because I've been having problems with a pharmacy and calling the doctor. And, you know, if I hadn't had that reading, I think I would have been, A, nervous wreck, B, would have continued to fight for the higher pills. Mm-hmm. And it was like the universe was protecting me with all of this. And so I'm so grateful, and that's why I'm calling.
Oh, well, thank you. And I'm really glad that it worked out because, listen, you can be resistant. It's your body. And as you know, I always say to everyone, defer to your own judgment, defer to your doctor's judgment. What comes up for me is sensory, but I'm not a medical professional. And I do make that very clear. By the same token, when I feel something very strongly, I do my best to make you aware of it.
And I get at least one reading a year. And I usually write down what I want to ask, but I never use it because she gives me the reading, and then when the reading is over, I look through my list, and I don't think I have ever had an item on the list that she didn't cover herself.
I want to say a little bit of patience with yourself, be a little bit more gentle with yourself. All that you're headed towards, all that you've been aspiring to is going to come to fruition. It's just you're looking at a couple of different timetables, that's all. And if you can have that patience and just keep headed forward, there is no problem, truly. And even when you go to leave the job that you're associated to now, at that point, you're going to be so confident. It's going to be walking in with a big smile to say, okay, just letting you know.
I'm giving my 2 weeks.
That's it. And I'm telling you, I just get a big smile like you're so happy about doing this.
Yeah.
People need to be aware of their own personal power, their ability to open their heart. That really is the seat of the soul. We talk about eyes being the window to the soul, and there's a lot of truth to that. You can look at somebody and recognize who they are by looking at them. This, though, has to do with more memory, has to do with where is your life purpose. It's not really in the head, it's in the heart. If you allow yourself to be open, if you allow yourself to connect with that part of yourself, that higher aspect, anything is possible. We brought up the words energy. We brought up the words spirituality. We brought up the words interacting with each other, not in specifically in that word. I just changed it.
That's okay.
Well, interdependent versus codependent versus independent. And I think this applies to all of us, with you in respect to when you said hearing spirit. With Tammy, I know because of her personal relationships and working from different areas within different businesses in the healing arts. And with Michelle also, business and personal, and myself. Well, I would say all all of us, actually. So when somebody says to you, I don't get this whole spirituality thing, what comes to mind? If you know who you are and how to master your own field, then you can easily connect with other people. This is why, if we go way back, there were covens. I'm sure there's still some today as well, but people thought of witchcraft as, oh my God, that's an evil thing. But the truth is, originally it was an earth religion. It was about how do you interact with the earth and the moon and the water and the plants. So I'm going to come full circle, and you'll find with me, if you're first tuning in, I do this a lot. I'll start in one area and I do a 360, and I do come back to where I started with the Ho'oponopono, with the healing. It is important to breathe because breathing is life essence. And anyone who is ill or combating an emotional problem, sadness or depression, if they would learn how to breathe more succinctly, more deeply, more fluidly, they would find that working with that in conjunction with whatever other procedures they're using or modalities, that they would actually expedite their healing. When it comes to the Ho'oponopono, the idea is still being connected with that energy, with that essence, with the breath. So most people will suggest that you sit quietly. You get into a nice space within. And what I mean by that is not quieting your mind where you don't hear anything, or where it's a matter of saying, oh, I have no thoughts. That's virtually impossible. That's like saying, do not see that pink elephant in the middle of the room. It doesn't happen. Yes, there are ways to get there, but that's for another show.